Hello my friends, in today's video we will take a look at the Zhiyun Molus X60 RGB. Zhiyun continues to widen their selection of lighting solutions with a new 60W CoB light with RGB functionality. CoB RGB lights are not very common, but this one makes a lot of sense, as I will explain. In this video we will take a look at the performance and the feature set of this light. So as I mentioned, this is a 60W CoB or chip-on-board light with warm white, cold white and RGB diodes. That provides great versatility and it makes the X60 RGB a very useful tool that can complement your main light solution. Much like the X100 that I have already reviewed, it is a very modern type of light that is a lot more convenient to use than traditional lights. It uses common standards such as USB-C instead of proprietary connectors, and it utilizes Zhiyun's ZY mount, but we will get to that later. It is also much smaller and lighter than traditional 60W lights. It is just 10 cm wide and 5.67 cm thick or deep, and it weighs just 300 grams, which is great for transportation, mounting options, or even for use in tight spaces. Much like with the other Zhiyun lights that I've tested so far, I think that the design is great. I like the translucent design and attention to detail. Most of the space is taken by a very clever cooling system, which is basically what allows the X60 RGB to be as small as it is. I have the combo package, which comes with a very nice travel case. It includes the light, of course, battery grip, power adapter, a reflector, a soft dome, USB-C cable, and a pouch. X60 RGB is the second light that uses Zhiyun's ZY mount. This is a small diameter mount that allows you to attach various accessories to the light and also to mount the light itself. This system is very easy to work with and a lot of Z-mount accessories are already available, so this could be a user-friendly alternative to the usual Bowen system. All of the accessories that I've shown in the X100 review are compatible with the X60 RGB and vice versa. If you want to use the Bowen system, that is still possible with an adapter. As I mentioned, Zhiyun is trying to make the use of their lights a lot more convenient for content creators, and that includes the use of two ubiquitous standards, USB-C and 1/4" mount. It comes with a power adapter which is included in the box, but I have never used it with the X60 RGB or with X100. Using a USB-C is much more convenient and it gives you a lot of options in terms of power sources and cables. If you want full brightness, you will obviously have to use at least 60W power supply. I have mainly been using it with Ugreen 140W GAN power supply and it worked perfectly. If you use it with a weaker power source, it will still work, but the brightness will be limited accordingly. Another option is to power the light using the battery or the battery grip. It is a roughly 58 Wh battery that can output 100 watts. You can power the light using this battery for about 40 minutes, which is very solid. The grip battery can be charged through USB-C and it can also output power through USB-C, so you can use it as a power bank if you need to. It connects to the main unit using a proprietary connector on the side and it is secured in place by a latch, so the connection is very secure. The battery itself is very well made and it has a button on the top side that allows you to check the state of charge. The option to power the X60 using the battery is, in my opinion, one of the main selling points of the system. It is included in combo and pro packages and, in my opinion, you will probably want to have it. A 1/4" mount is a much more user-friendly way to mount the light in comparison to the usual light stand jack. If you have any old tripod laying around, you can repurpose it as a light stand. The controls are very simple and easily accessible. There are two wheels on the side of the main unit. In CCT mode, one wheel controls the brightness in 1% increments or cycles between 0, 50 and 100% when you press it. The other wheel adjusts the color temperature in 100K increments. Pressing it down cycles between 2700, 5500 and 6500K. There is also a power button on the main unit. You can cycle between modes by pressing the left button. The second mode is RGB. M20C lets you choose pretty much any light color either by selecting the angle of the color on the spectrum wheel or with an RGB mixer. RGB lights can be used in countless ways, so I'm not gonna go into that in this video. Importantly, the brightness and the saturation in RGB mode is outstanding considering the size of this light. The third mode is an FX or special effects mode. This light offers 16 very interesting effects, such as police car strobe light, broken light bulb, or a candle. I think that this is a great idea. These effects are a lot of fun to use and they provide a lot of creative options. The music mode is very similar, just without a specific theme. This is one of my favorite features of this light, so big thumbs up. Zhiyun describes the X60 RGB as a fill light, and that will probably be the most common use for it. It works really great for adjusting the look that you are going for by revealing shadow details that would be otherwise missed by the key light. At 60 watts, it is more than strong enough for that. You can obviously get a huge amount of lux if you use the reflector, but very few people care about that. The important thing is that it is more than bright enough for a fill light with a reasonably sized softbox, or even better with a diffusion dome. Both smaller and lighter domes work great and they provide very soft and pleasant light. As I mentioned, it offers variable light color temperature, which goes from very warm at 2700K to very cold at 6500K. X60 RGB is rated for CRI 95, which is very high color accuracy level. Overall, it is a very versatile tool for both photography and filmmaking. Much like any other CoB light, it produces a lot of heat which needs to be dispersed. The fan is relatively large, which is a good thing because it means that it runs pretty quietly. The fan speed is progressive and set very reasonably. It shouldn't be picked up by a microphone as long as it is, I would say, about 1 meter away, even on full power. The light can also be fully controlled through the ZY Vega app. It allows you to remotely turn the light on and off, adjust the brightness and the color temperature. It worked great during my testing and I haven't had any reliability issues. An interesting feature is an option to match the color temperature of the scene using the camera on your smartphone. You will also be able to use this app to update the firmware. If you own multiple Zhiyun lights, you can link them together and synchronize the settings across them. Using the X60 RGB together with X100, for example, could be a very interesting proposition. To sum up, Zhiyun Molus X60 RGB is a versatile and easy to use CoB light suitable for productions of basically any size. Small size, user-friendly solutions such as USB-C, ZY mount and Vega app make it a much more hassle-free option in comparison to traditional lighting solutions. An option to use white light with variable temperature or RGB functionality fully increases the versatility. The controls, including the ZY Vega app, are very intuitive. The light is very well made, including the accessories. Much like with the X100, I wasn't really able to find any disadvantages as a non-expert user. Molus X60 RGB combines great performance, ease of use, and useful features, which means that I can highly recommend it. So that's it for this video, thank you for watching, I hope that you liked this video and that you found it to be useful. Stay tuned for more videos and maybe consider subscribing if you don't want to miss my future content. I appreciate your feedback in form of thumbs up or thumbs down. If you would like to ask anything or share opinion, please do so in the comment section, and see you next time.